last where we left off was pretty crazy, so you should go watch that episode. The previous episode if you haven't already. And we're just gonna get right into it. Okay, here we are.
However,
just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed.
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. Oh, you are free to... Yep. It's been a while since...
In
we've
other
broken
words,
those. The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's only one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Yeah, because look into my room.
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean, obviously, Makoto, come on. During the night?
I
can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room. How is my room always gonna be unlocked? Come on, Makoto,
Correct.
you're better than that. I ran into our room, or your room, sorry, my mic is blocking it, and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
however,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the mass assailant was. They ended up dead.
correct.
And their murderer was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. And it all has to be the work of the mastermind, and an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. Okay, so this would all mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have a conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if it's true. If true, it means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the ultimate despair. Or the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair. There's no doubt that Mukuro is the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking
That's
about
right.
What happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, tragic event in human history. Tragedy, whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem
That's despicable. That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. And then
Indeed.
Make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. Okay. Can we kill them? Like in front of, can we all just like gangbang them? When we do find out? That is our real enemy. Oh, king of a junk food junkie end. Oh man. So I miss Mondo. I miss him so much. And Taka and Chihiro. Oh, Dream Island rocket present. Yay! Nobody would like that. Alright. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it all around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Not really. But right now.
Anyway,
Right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Yes, I'm so excited. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. But it wasn't even me. I didn't kill him. Do you still have that one thing? Look, my secret tool that you got from the headmaster?
indeed.
Of course I do. Yeah. Considering the mastermind, I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then that door, right? Go for it. I want to get out of here. And use that key to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Yoko took the key with the monochrome design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Yes! Yes! It opened!
Indeed.
Now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds really good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Really? Finally? We were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. What, is there like like traps that you gotta walk through? Oh jeez. Those two were like covered in blood. Not like seriously, but maybe it was just the design. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. Oh. Intent on reaching the surface. Yeah, that's good. Good thing the Koto's up there. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Have fun with that. Don't fall. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Oh. Okay, I guess it's just... I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now you said that, I'm kind of getting nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered sacred duty. My family has always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, so many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So,
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
The detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and if we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the Skull and I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it's because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him, though. What?
I...
No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him, face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? Last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However,
But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and as young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. Oh well. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional.
I
don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
There is one thing that I can never forgive. Really? The
so...
way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind, like I said. I think it was a good thing.
However,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his
Correct.
shadow. That's why I have to find him until we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul?
Hey,
No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after, I don't know how long, we finally reached the top! Good! Looks
Indeed.
Like this is it. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I locked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Oh, here goes nothing. Come on, please. The hatch opened with these, and so... Yay! We're back! Looks like we're back. Can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. Can't say we're actually safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Oh my gosh, we're here. We're still here. So now what do we do? I can't wait to see their faces when they see me again. I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then,
Well, let's just get a concrete answer.
in other words,
That's Monokuma if there's a problem with you. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide it, it's only a matter of time until they find out. It's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed to a nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
because...
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So,
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down.
right.
It was? When we talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in
Shall
the
we
gym.
go?
Let's get going. Alright. Here we go. Oh man, I'm scared.
Well now.
Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I
But look,
don't
we did. What
believe
is he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
Pum!
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. I gotta punish you again.
Making me
this time. There's
angry!
a chance. Kyoko!
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to.
However,
Before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Mikoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial, right? Yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill
in
me.
other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as blackened and then executed, right?
Huh?
Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Mikoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you acted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to
So
me.
executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You're talking to Gay, you're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that.
Huh?
What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims with a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with one more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
Pum!
Now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because,
If Makoto really was the killer, he would have never come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
That's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there would be watching this. Watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Huh?
Hey,
Of course you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Oh! If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to
then
do.
I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
Between
One
hope-
final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept that challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. He gets executed. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Very?
What's
I
wrong?
was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible, but it would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other
Does
words,
that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
One
myself!
final grisly showdown. You agreed that we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is one long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing a killer is barely a fitting.
You
For
guys!
this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's flying around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely
then that'll be
contain
enough to
myself!
qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Well, let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all that, well, I'll face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held?
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure, so what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? I'm going to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? How do you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm
Doggy,
really angry!
So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone, get out of here. Okay, I'm going, you're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your own punishment later anyway. Ooh, I can't wait to see that. I need to get started. Get it. Super duper extra special punishment. Overflowing with despair.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Okay. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. Okay. Guess I gotta talk to her? I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Oh geez, I'm scared. I want to see their reaction when Makoto is still alive. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. Everything I have right now is because of
However,
you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept.
because,
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason.
so...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
It would seem...
Obviously, Makoto. The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, it didn't make sense. If the stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anyone.
In other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? It wants to prove that despair is better than hope. But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. The group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other
Because
words,
their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Oh, Junko broke the rule. Oh man, Junko. That's long ways away. Dang. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer. They made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work?
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed live on TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect
In other
perfect
words,
form. It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. Didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right this time, at least. I won the bet. She let a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. While presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. Oh man, I'm scared. It'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey.
I'll do my best. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However,
Is that really possible?
anyway,
Right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in their dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Yes! Oh, actually, you know what? I'll just teleport like I usually Probably in the cafeteria. Everyone goes to the cafeteria. Especially in this place. No? Something we were agreeing with. Whoa! You again. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. 61. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah! Ooh.
Is that Makoto?
Oh, hi.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Hero's gonna be like, it's a ghost.
You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but
Yeah.
you're not a ghost, right?
Okay, Hero. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Aww.
What?
What's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. In a flash, my tears dried up. Cool. Okay, what's up? Hi. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. You saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Okay, great. Hello!
Yo,
Koto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
you know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? It's Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Hello. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have to access to new places again. And? No, Dice, all the rings were locked that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Well, the trial wasn't very accurate. So. Okay.
I'm telling you!
Mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. So smelly. You're worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. He seems happy for some reason. Should we tell him?
Makoto.
Yeah, can we? Yeah.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But it is okay that you're here. What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
It's related to what I have to tell you. Okay. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other
We're
words,
going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it! Like I keep telling you!
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
Huh?
Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was all in the lava trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you
Spotted
say?
the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know.
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be
I'm
mean!
totally in the dark here. That's because you're stupid. You can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But
We've all been looking around this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh,
Everyone?
no!
I
hate
Who
you!
said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us?
Ugh.
The way they are, I'm fine living here forever with Master. I mean when I want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway,
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other
Interesting.
words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But
But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all this closed mysteries? It's pretty tall. It's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemies are. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. What? Why? You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? Oh yeah. I'm sure I told you so already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, didn't he? Did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh?
But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Oh, so it's one of us still. It's still one of us. Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he would have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is one of us. There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. And in Mukuro, you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
that's right.
And those 16 people who started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
What?
Mastermind is one of us?
no way!
You can't be serious. I have a hard time believing it's any of them. Oh, wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that all to confuse.
Indeed.
It's certainly possible, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair? So they must be a high schooler. I mean, yeah. But if one of us was a mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was acting?
Well,
Maybe they snug off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off like that many times.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. Maybe he's a sentient robot. How about that? In that case, there's no way he could have had all of those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Oh, it's nighttime. Are you doing a trial or not?
This is a school announcement.
That's different.
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Oh.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever
Oh, shoot,
you
we gotta
want.
go.
Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Oh, man.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Oh, shoot. We gotta go then. I'm very what?
That's
How
fine.
Generous? How about that? It's time for talk's done. Yes, we need to go.
In the name of
At
my
this point, I
family.
can only rely on myself, on the Togogan blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Okay, whenever you sign a statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Coffee with cream, without the cream, or coffee. Useless. So bye. But that Toko trudged out of the dining hall. Now she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right.
Hmm.
I'm going.
You
I'm
know?
not staying with you. Yeah, I'm.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Okay, good luck. I want to see Hero be useful for once.
Aww.
That'd be surprising. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
I
But
mean,
up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I'm just dependent on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
huh?
Makoto, that's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the hall. And once again, it's just
Indeed.
those two. Oh, really? You're still here? Why? Can I go? Oh.
However,
Don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our researches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together. Oh, that's right.
so then,
Alright, yes.
correct.
Had been unlocked, so let's go
Makoto.
search everywhere. We have to uncover the truth by any means necessary. Yes, I know. That Kyoko is gone, leaving only me. I have to begin my search. I'll prove that Mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the Mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And we can all escape together. Oh man. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's medical file. The explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. Yes, they've been stabbed, metal pipe, or the arrows. So we have a lot of stuff, like, covered down already, like, about the trial in the last one. So that just means we need to go to the headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Motoku's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Anyway, time to get started. Oh, jeez. Oh, I hear places to check. Alright, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna go to the headmaster's room first. Alright, here we are. I think I saw Byakuya in here, so we're gonna check it out. Ooh. Oh, look, it's that sword again. But it's maybe a copy? I don't know. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. There's papers everywhere. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya. What in the heck are with those faces? Oh yeah, let's see. What can we look at? Papers, desk.
Come on.
Oh man. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna end this one here before we get way too into it, because this is just a whole nother thing. So we're gonna do the investigation in the next episode, and then we will do the trial all in one episode again, hopefully. Although I feel like it might be really long, so I might cut it in half. But that being said, thank you so much for watching if you're still here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!